Oh, hi, Mark. Alright, so first of all, there will be no Leprechaun reviews today because I have no foresight, and holy hell, that fan is loud. Sorry. Um, I should have planned to review a Leprechaun movie today. I didn't. Um, I guess I could have, woken up early and gotten one done, but I didn't, and so here we are. And I have to work in a little while, is what it is. And I like the movie to be fresh in my brain when I review it. So, not this St. Patrick's Day. Maybe next St. Patrick's Day we'll get a Leprechaun review out, but not on this particular one. So anyway, this is going to be pretty much the final shelf. Matter of fact, let me show you what we're kind of working with here. Sorry about that, guys. The video kind of cut, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, this is kind of what we're working with. This is where a lot of those movies came out of. So it's not like a whole shelf, because we've already covered all this. But then we also have up here, which is another shelf. This is technically the last shelf that I actually have movies on. And I've already removed those films to cover in the shelf by shelf. So, and then we're going to save the stuff on top for a later date. But, yeah, that's kind of what we're working with, guys. So I'm going to get back to the shelf by shelf. Alright, guys, now that we're done monkeying around and, Lucio, what are you doing, pal? Jumping around up in my shelves. Sounded weirdly dirty. I am going to hop right into the shelf by shelf, I suppose. The Triple Terror Collection, the Stephen King collection. This has the TV miniseries of The Shining, the TV miniseries It, and the remake of Salem's Lot. These are all pretty good. Of course, It is my favorite. This is the one that I have the most warm and fuzzy towards. The Shining, honestly, is pretty good. Like, I enjoy watching this every once in a while. And then Salem's Lot, I haven't watched for a very long time, but I remember enjoying it. I don't know. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't, but I do remember liking it. But Troll Hunter, I haven't seen that film. I have heard it's good, though. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. This is a fantastic horror comedy. If you haven't seen it, for sure do yourself a favor and watch that. Turistas. This is an okay movie. There's a pretty tense scene in here, in an underwater cave. That's pretty sweet. But other than that, it's all right. I mean, it's nothing special other than that particular scene. The Unbidden. I've never seen this film. The Unborn. This is actually one of the first horror films I ever saw. And so it does kind of have a little bit of nostalgia for me. However, it's not fantastic. I've gone back and rewatched it since. It has some great imagery in there. But, tell you what, it's really not all that. It's not that great. Under the Bed. I've never seen that film. I just picked that up. Matter of fact, you guys probably saw that in one of my horror pickup videos. Underworld and Underworld Evolution. I think it's Evolution. Yeah, Evolution. I've only seen the first Underworld, and honestly, I don't remember it. I'm not like a huge fan of these cheesy 2000s action horror movies. Underworld, Resident Evil, stuff like that. I will watch them from time to time, but probably won't be the Underworld movies. Like, if I'm in the mood to watch a movie like that, it'll probably be the first Resident Evil movie. Just being honest with you. I should watch the Underworld movies someday, and I should get the rest of them so I could watch them, but I just haven't yet. Unfriended, I haven't seen this movie. Oh yeah, The Uninvited, we actually already covered that in the collection update, which, yeah, I haven't seen it. The Uninvited, this is the 2009, I believe. Yeah, 2009 remake of A Tale of Two Sisters, which is a Korean horror film. Either Korean or Japanese. I think it's Korean. But anyway, The Uninvited, this is an okay film. It's alright. I want to see the original, see how much better it is. Because there's no way that it's not as good as The Uninvited. Vacancy 2. This is an okay movie. Wait a minute. I haven't seen this movie. I was thinking of the first Vacancy. That's why I said it was an okay movie. I really need to just think before I speak. But Vacancy 2, I've never seen it. The first one is an okay movie, which is why I said this is an okay movie, because I was thinking about the first one. But yeah, I haven't seen Vacancy 2. Vampires. This is a great vampire movie, actually. Like, if you like vampire movies, seriously, give Vampires a shot. Even if you don't like vampire movies, I don't know, man. I would just seriously suggest you watch Vampires. James Woods is in this movie, and he's fantastic. Even one of the Baldwin guys is in here. Not Alec Baldwin. What's Daniel Baldwin? He's pretty good in this movie too. Like, I really like almost everyone in this movie. And actually, I should say everyone in this movie. I can't think of anyone that I dislike. And again, James Woods in this movie is awesome, and he's really funny. You know, hey, Padre, tell me, when you were stabbing that vampire back there, did you get a little wood? Get a little chubby? I love Vampires. That is one of my favorite vampire films. I think it's great. The Veil. I've seen a few episodes of this. I don't know that I've seen them all. Yeah, I don't think I have seen all of these. I have seen a few episodes, and they're fun little, short 20-minute or so, Twilight Zone-esque sort of things with Boris Karloff as the host, which is pretty cool. I mean, yeah. It's basically Twilight Zone if Boris Karloff was the host. That's how I would describe it anyway, and it's pretty cool. VFW. This is a really neat movie. I love the color palette in this movie, the lighting, and just everything like that. I quite enjoy all the old men in this movie. I think they're all very very good. Very fun. Very fun movie. Lucio, quit licking your paws, man. Stop. Stop it. I swear to God, that dog doesn't learn. I tell him to stop. Huh? You don't learn. I tell you to stop. He don't give a shit. What did I just say? What did I just say? Hey, quit being a wagon. Little jack wagon, man. Anyway, VHS. This is a great movie. I always remember the first segment. First time I watched this movie, the siren segment, scared the shit out of me. Not even joking a little bit. That segment was terrifying to me. So I do highly recommend VHS. I also recommend the sequels. However, I do not own those. Alright, and then we're getting into that shelf up there that was empty, which is the final shelf of DVDs that I have, guys. Well, sort of, because I have separate areas where DVDs are, However, they're not part of the main collection. You know, like I have a slasher collection over here with a bunch of DVDs in it. I have an Italian collection over there with a bunch of DVDs in it. And then I have like a non-horror section of the collection over there, which is all DVDs. And then over there, I have the non-horror Blu-rays, which I'm sure we'll actually get into eventually. I would like to go over those eventually. But for now, we're doing horror because horror is what I want to talk about. So, anyway. The Visit. This was an okay movie. It doesn't have much rewatch value in my opinion, but it is an interesting movie, and it gets pretty creepy from time to time. So, Village of the Damned and Children of the Damned. I've never actually seen Children of the Damned. However, Village of the Damned was an alright movie. Weirdly enough, I think the John Carpenter version is more memorable. I don't know about better, but I do just remember the John Carpenter version better. So, there's that. Vulgar. This is a very strange rape revenge film. This is not what I was expecting at all. It's very, very strange. Like, when I tell you rape revenge film, you're probably thinking Last House on the Left, I Spit on Your Grave. It's nothing like those movies. And what's more is this movie is darkly comedic. It is kind of a crazy movie, and I do recommend checking it out. I really do. I think it's from it's from Brian Johnson, the guy from Comic Book Men. Guy with the big beard, which is, I don't know, that's pretty cool to me. I grew up on Comic Book Man. I watched that movie a lot back in the day, because for a while there, I was a pretty big comic book geek. And even still, it's just a fun show to watch, but... Warlock. This is an okay movie. I don't know that I love it or anything, but I think Warlock's an alright watch. Waxwork and Waxwork 2. I'll tell you what, man. I like Waxwork 1 quite a bit. Waxwork 2, however, sucks. The only good section in Waxwork 2 is with Bruce Campbell. That, like, black and white section of the movie. I thought that was pretty good. But, pretty much everything else in that movie, what they did is they centered it all around one part of the story, whereas Waxwork 2 took more of a variety approach, where they were giving you a variety of these waxwork attractions. This kind of set them in, I don't even remember, I don't think they were in these waxwork attractions. Like, they were traveling through time or something, and they only went to, like, 2 different places in time, which was completely ridiculous. Like, and the medieval one is where we stay, and that is the most boring one, in my opinion. And Waxwork 2 just bored the shit out of me. I have no intention, really, on ever watching Waxwork 2 again. Waxwork 1, on the other hand, I could see myself watching quite a few more times in my life. We Are What We Are, which is a remake of some other film. I'm very minusculely aware of the original of this. I think that one's called We Are What We Are, too. I don't remember what country it came out of, though. But anyway, We Are What We Are. This is a pretty good movie. I can't speak on the original, but that one's good. West of Hell. Oh, Tony Todd. I have no idea. I really don't. It's got a pretty good cast, though. Yeah, I don't know. It could be good. It could be trash. Sometimes Tony Todd and Lance Henriksen are in some less than stellar films. So, I don't know. Overlord, this was an okay movie that overall could have used more zombies. Why is Overlord right here? I'm just realizing this. Like, why is Overlord? I know I've already talked about this movie before, and not only have I already talked about Overlord before, why is it in between West of Hell and When a Stranger Calls? What the hell? When did I do that? What even? How? How did I mess up that horribly? I genuinely don't know. I'll fix that later. That's completely ridiculous. I'm actually a little mad at myself for doing that. Wow, that is utterly insane. Anyway, man. I'm sorry. That was so stupid. I have all my stuff alphabetized. And every once in a while, I'll just find a movie in the completely wrong spot. And it's like, what the hell was I thinking? But anyway, When a Stranger Calls, the 1979 original? I want to say it's 79, yeah. The 1979 original, it's okay. The first, 15 minutes of the movie are really what you want out of the movie. The stranger calling, and then what follows that is, an hour and a half or some shit. Okay, not quite an hour and a half. But, an hour and 10 or 15 minutes of us following this guy around. The movie should have been called When a Stranger Becomes an Alcoholic Bum Hobo. That's what this movie should have been called, because the stranger calls, twice in this movie. And it's completely ridiculous. And honestly, I prefer the remake, because the remake actually gives me that premise. It doesn't give me this ridiculous character bio of this jackwagon that breaks out of a mental asylum. I really dislike that plot point. But the first 15 minutes of this movie are fantastic. Really creepy stuff, but whatever. I guess teach their own. The Wicker Man. This is a really good film. I'd probably even call it great. Quite the creepy movie. Kind of exploring pagan cults and stuff. Well, a pagan cult. But I like The Wicker Man quite a bit. The Wicker Man, this is the Nicolas Cage film. I do own this. I've never seen it. I'm actually saving this to watch with one of my buddies, because I think this is something we're going to get a kick out of, because Nicolas Cage is a thing. I've seen the infamous clips from this movie, oh God, my eyes, oh, not the bees, and then I've seen the clip where Nicolas Cage punches a woman in a bear outfit, so that's interesting. But, yeah, The Wicker Man. It looks terrible. The original's great, but that looks terrible. But hilarious nonetheless. Willard, this is the remake to the 70s film. I don't remember exactly when that film came out. I've never seen the original. And I've only seen this film once. With Crispin Glover. I do enjoy this movie. It's a good movie, but it's just not a super rewatchable movie to me. It's kind of one of those movies that makes you feel a little dirty. You want to go take a shower, and those movies aren't typically very rewatchable to me. Wishmaster 1 and 2. I do actually prefer Wishmaster 2 to Wishmaster 1. I'm weird like that. I just find that Wishmaster 2 is a lot more fun. And of course, I got the biggest laugh of my life out of Wishmaster 2. It was phenomenal. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, probably. The scene with the lawyer. But yeah, those are decent films. Wishmaster 2 is a little better than 1. The Witch. This is a phenomenal film. Of course, I've already reviewed this movie, so you've heard me jerk it off before, meaning that you know my opinion on this movie. Well, if you watched that review, which you probably didn't, because nobody watches these. I feel like I feel like every single time I do a video, I am like contractually obligated to remind anyone watching and myself that nobody watches these. And by that, I just mean myself, because nobody watches these. I brought it back. Anyway, The Witch, it's a really cool movie. Wolf Cop. This was an alright movie. I mean, wasn't as good as I kind of wanted it to be, but Wolf Cop was a decent little movie. Wolf Creek, this is a great movie. Honestly, I find Wolf Creek super disturbing, super great. Yeah, Wolf Creek is, like, it's one of my favorite disturbing movies. I do consider this on, like, the more disturbing side of horror cinema. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand there's, like, not millions, but a lot of more movies that are more disturbing than Wolf Creek. Don't get me wrong, I'm well aware of movies like A Serbian Film and the Vomit Gore trilogy and stuff like that. I'm sure plenty of it's more disturbing than Wolf Creek. However, Wolf Creek's about as disturbing as it can get while still maintaining a level of fun. So, yeah. Wolf Creek. Great movie, though. Kind of rewatchable to me. Like I said, it's disturbing, but I like it. And then Wolf Creek 2, this movie takes a lot more of a comedic approach than the first film, and I really enjoy Wolf Creek 2. Very funny stuff. This is kind of a movie that I like to watch, like, when I'm just looking for a mean movie that I want to watch a mean movie about a guy who murders people. But at the same time, I don't want to be disturbed by it, because Wolf Creek 2 isn't very disturbing. The end sequence is pretty tense, but everything leading up to that, I mean, it's a fairly tense movie, but at the same time, Mick Taylor here, while being an awful human being, is very entertaining. So, The Woman in Black 2, I don't remember this movie, honestly, at all. I've seen The Woman in Black 1. I don't own The Woman in Black 1, oddly enough. I should own The Woman in Black 1. I should own the TV film as well, but the TV film's like $50 on Amazon or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I'll actually be able to own that movie. Hopefully it'll get re-released at some point and I don't have to pay $50 for it, but anyway, The Woman in Black 2, from what I remember, it's a decent little movie. It's probably my least favorite movie I've talked about so far. Let's put it that way. I do think it's fairly mediocre, but whatever. World War Z, this is a good movie. I watched this quite a bit, like, back when I got it, because I didn't own any other zombie movies. And so I just kind of rewatched World War Z a bunch. 2013, wow. That's been a while. And I haven't watched this movie in years. I definitely should. I'm always thinking, like, man, I should rewatch World War Z, and then I just never do. But, yeah. I think this movie's really cool. Zombie Fight Club. I've never seen this film. However, that cover art's pretty sweet. I will say that chick right there is, like, she is a main piece of the cover art of, it's called, like, Demon Hunter or something. The movie from Wild Eye releasing. Demon Hunter. It's called Demon Hunter. I was trying to find it up there in my collection. But yeah, like, literally the same person. Matter of fact, hold on. How's that for some bullshit? It's funny. It looks like she's just like flipped around to where she's doing it on the exact opposite side, but it's like it's the same image. Just this on this one, she's doing it on the opposite side. By the way, I don't recommend this movie. I've seen like 4 seconds of it. It's dog shit. I shouldn't have to tell you that though, because it's a Wild Eye film. So, I mean, if you don't know not to stay away from Wild Eye movies by now, I'm telling you right now, or not to stay away from them. If you don't know to stay away from Wild Eye movies by now, I'm telling you right now, stay away from Wild Eye movies. It's not worth your time. But anyway, Zombie Fight Club looks good. And I thought I heard some good stuff about that one too. I could be wrong. Anyway, Zombieland. I really happen to enjoy Zombieland. Probably one of my favorite zombie comedies, which I'm a bit more of a fan of like the serious zombie stuff personally, but I do like zombie comedies or zombies, whatever you want to call them. But I like Zombieland quite a bit. This is one of the movies of my childhood that I would watch over at friends' houses all the time. But I find it quite funny. I enjoy it. And then Zombieland Double Tap. I enjoy this movie too. I definitely don't dislike it. By the way, I didn't notice this when I purchased it, but right there, on the cover of the freaking movie, someone wrote in like gold pen, they wrote Bun Bun. Unless that's part of the cover, but I highly doubt that it is. In fact, we can solve this right now. I'm going to solve this on camera. These right here are the solution to all your movie case problems. Literally the whole reason I have them. These Curad alcohol pads. When you get a movie that is super scuffed or that some idiot has written on the case, you just wipe it away. Yep. Some moron wrote Bun Bun on this case. Who does that? Who freaking does that? I cannot stand people who write on movie cases. It's my least favorite thing. Look at all that it got off. And now, not that you guys could see it real great before, look at that. Take my word for it, it's completely gone. Completely gone. So, yeah, Zombieland Double Tap, decent movie, and now it doesn't say Bun Bun on the cover, because I don't enjoy when morons write on movies. Anyway, that's gonna do it, guys. That was actually kind of a shorter one. I think I got my hustle on a little bit there with the movies, because I anticipated this being a long one. But yeah, guys, this isn't the end of the Shelf by Shelves. I mean, I still have a lot to cover. I still have my entire Blu-ray collection over there, which isn't huge, don't get me wrong. But I do have all that to cover, which I shot all in one video at one point, and it was like an hour. It was over an hour long. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that again because I wasn't able to edit it at all. However, maybe I just won't edit it. To be fair, I could probably do that. I could probably just not edit it and release it as is, like I do most of my videos now, but maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah, I think that's what I'll... Oh, wait. I feel like I've come to this realization before. I can't do that because I need to combine the videos. That sucks. Because my camera automatically stops after like 40-some minutes, I think. So, I can't do that. Shit. That sucks. So I am going to have to split it up into a couple of different videos, the Blu-ray collection. But then we have the whole slasher collection, which we haven't done yet. I think I might wait on the slasher collection. I think I might get a couple more slasher movies. just so I can kind of move some of the less slashery stuff out of the collection and put them in their rightful places. Right now, it's completely full, but I have crap in there that's not exactly a slasher movie, or like that's just crap. So stuff like, I have Clowntown in there. I haven't seen that film, but I pretty much assume that it's going to be garbage. And then now you're asking yourself, why the hell do you own a movie that you assume is going to be garbage? Well, my answer to that would be, it was $1 and I wanted to give it a chance, but I haven't yet. And then like I have Blood Feast in there, which is more of a splatter type movie. I mean, I guess it's kind of a slasher, but it doesn't really have the tropes of a slasher. And I don't really personally consider it a full-blown slasher movie, which leads me to ask the question, why the hell do I have it in my slasher collection? That would be because I'm an idiot. But then I have like the Wrong Turn movies in there, which there's kind of a debate to be had there. Like, are they slasher movies? Aren't they slasher movies? I have the Violent Shit collection in there, which is debatable once again. Like, they're definitely splatter, but I mean, they're kind of slasher too. You know, it's not. Those two genres aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. It's just that they fit better into one genre than the other genre. I think both Blood Feast and the Violent Shit movies fit a little better into the splatter genre, mostly because of a lack of tropes. There are certain tropes that I believe slasher films have, and of course there are different types of slasher films. We have our kind of classic slasher movies, and then we have the 90s kind of slasher movie resurgence type films, but they each have their own set of tropes that make them uniquely slasher movies, and Blood Feast and the Violent Shit movies don't really have those. So there's some stuff in there that I kind of want to move out, but I don't want to do that until I move something else in. So then over here I have the Italian films, which we're going to cover as well, and you know, those will be plenty fun. Again, I think I'm going to get a little more Italian movies before I cover the entire Italian section. I don't even have the bottom shelf full yet. I don't have very many Italian films, and I want to be able to talk a little longer about those movies. So anyway, and then of course we have my box sets and my non-horror. So anyway, sorry for droning on so long there at the end, but I really appreciate if you stayed through it all. Really do. I hope you guys are enjoying these. I intend to keep going until I have no more movies left to talk about. And that's the truth of the matter. But anyway, catch you guys on the next one.